We are live from the Palace of Auburn Hills for this Eastern Conference battle featuring the Pistons here in Detroit. Thanks for joining us, everyone. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, and here with me today, Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And it's going to be the Pacers off the tip. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the court for Indiana, they've got Paul George. Mahinmi is out there with Turner. Bennett Ellis, and it's Hill in the one spot. 4 on the shot clock. And good. Got the English that time as it falls.
Superb playmaking from Monte Ellis. That dish was right on time.
And the basket by Harris.
Almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height advantage and expect to contest it. And guys, Wayne Johnson was at the end of the yo-yo last season. He starts in Oklahoma for an injured Westbrook. Westbrook comes back, sends Jackson to the bench. Then Oklahoma sends Jackson to Detroit, where he fills in for another injured starter in Brandon Jennings for the rest of the year.
And so it's Indiana with it after the basket by Detroit. Back to George. It's Drummond with the rebound.
And fancy finishes like that look great, but man, it's embarrassing when you blow it. Not necessarily what you're looking for, but still able to convert.
Pacers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Getting back to Jackson, he showed several times last season that he has that starter ability. The Thunder knew they wouldn't have the money to re-sign him, Clark, in free agency, so they traded him to avoid losing him for nothing.
Yeah, that's a good move. And with the Pistons, Jackson finished the season strong, while the Thunder, without Jackson or Durant's contribution, missed the playoffs for the first time in years.
Johnson kicks to Morris.
You know, he's got a lot of length, and right there, he needed every inch of it.
That's true, Jay. You're right. You know, we really don't know that much about him in that department, but my goodness, when he gets up, he can go.
Yeah, he can still punch it when he wants to, though. We saw that, didn't we, fellas?
And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And, guys, it's not the time for caution now. I mean, they've got to be aggressive and take some risk to see if they can cut that lead down.
Here's Jackson. The Pacers making the shot. Shot from 12. And there's Drummond. That's good on the assist by Jackson.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passes. A strong move to the basket there. Nice power to get that up and in. And the Pacers just missed out on the playoffs last year and would have to settle for 9th in the East. Hard for a team that has been so dominant in the East over recent seasons.
Here's Jackson. And they double up Jackson. On the wing, Johnson. He dishes it to Harris. And he gets it to go. Harris has got 6 points.
That's leadership. Really, really valuable to have someone who can just take charge like he has.
Well, there's a certain amount of confidence you have when the ball is in his hands at that end of the floor right now. I mean, he just gives you a sense of calm and confidence because of how good he is.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game. And for Tobias Harris, a resurgence of sorts last season, Clark, especially from behind the arc, where he shot a career-high 36%.
You know, he'd only hit 25% from 3 the year before, Kevin. So, yeah, monster improvement in accuracy from long range.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Jordan Hill, he's checked in for Mahinmi. Lavoy Allen comes in for Turner. Young is subbed in for Hill. And George, here we go.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right.
I tell you what, I used to love to go up and jam like that.
George. Powered down with both hands.
Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, I mean, he has got power in bunches on that two-hand.
C.J. Miles has checked in for Monte Ellis. Good.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
5 straight baskets, Greg, resulting from assists. They're playing as one unit out there.
We've got 33 seconds left here in the opening quarter. To the left side wing. Here's the pass to Tolliver. To the middle. Out to Harris. Shoots. It's rebounded by Indiana.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Shot from the top of the key. Kept alive by Indiana.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
No shortage of scoring here at the end of the first quarter. Pistons lead by 4. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from the Palace of Auburn Hills. Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And what stands out to you from the Pistons so far in this one?
You know, it's been a great display of team basketball here thus far.
5 guys, 5 fingers working as one. Just beautiful team basketball on display for these guys.
The big men, Tolliver and Drummond. Reggie Jackson out there with Johnson. And it's Morris at the 3. They're the group Detroit will start the second with.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamour stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
Here's Jackson after Jordan Hill's bucket. Morris dishes to Drummond. Outside Jackson. Clock at 4. Johnson kicks to Jackson. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Some changes for Indiana. Mahinmi's checked in for Hill. Turner comes in for Allen. And it's Ellis in for C.J. Miles. Ellis can't get it to go. Drummond a bit of a disappointing season last year. Not so much in play, but people wanted to see a bigger leap from him. Now his numbers are still pretty jaw-dropping. But I think he's got so much there to give.
He has a lot of potential, Kevin. And listen, I don't think his play was bad. He just had such huge expectations to live up to. I mean, player development is not a straight line, and it would have been very hard to have him take another huge leap forward. Sometimes you have that sophomore jinx. But I'm expecting a big year from him this season.
You know, for Drummond last season, his numbers were relatively the same. The expectation placed on him was so hard for him to live up to. Maybe now those will be tempered a bit and he'll play better.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here.
And another thought on Drummond, a lot more was expected of him last year, and he saw more attention. Even though his numbers were close to the same, I really felt his impact on the floor was not.
George is checked in for Indiana. Out of bounds, Pistons ball as Detroit keeps possession. Jackson passes to Drummond. Got a piece of it. Right side Jackson. And taken away by Ellis. Outside, George. The tray. They get it back. And Robinson wide open. He shoots. Three-pointers off the mark. Detroit leading by 4. Pushing it up. Jackson misses.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
And it's sent back by Morris. For Detroit, they've gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Johnson with it. Robinson picks him up. And taken away by Ellis. By himself. The fast break ends at the rim with a jam.
That is such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
And it's one thing to get the steal, but to so alertly turn it into a transition opportunity, even better.
Oh, here we go. Ellis has got it, the fast break chance.
And that almost feels like 2 buckets coming off the steal like it did.
And especially the fact that it now ties the game. The lead was about to be stretched out, and instead, it's back even.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
And the Pacers call time here.
And the Pistons were a better team last season than they were in 2014. I mean, they still ended up bottom in the Central Division, but most of it was because of how strong the Central really was last season.
Young's checked in for Robinson. There's 1:47 left now here in the second. Jackson comes over with the double. George with no one around. Good on the three-point shot. George has got 13.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today. And that lead pass allowed him to get straight to the rim, unabated in stride.
Now, here is Young. Looking for George. He gets it there.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
And the basket good. Baines has got 4 this quarter. Guys back and forth this first half.
Well, 5 lead changes early on, guys, as we grapple back and forth.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way.
Here's Drummond. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. And that's now 6 points here for Drummond. Outside for George. That misses off the backboard.
Well, I like the defense there. Right up in his grill, didn't give him a chance.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
There's 37 seconds left in the second quarter. It's Ellis on the wing. Off target from outside.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Jackson misses.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
For Indiana, they have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line.
And going back a season ago, they were a pretty average team at the line, about 76% altogether.
He hits the second from the line. The Pistons have gone 6 of 10 from the floor here in the second quarter. He feeds it to Baines. And a fast break now. The Pacers. And it's Young. That time on the assist from Miles. Young's got the lead up to 2 now for the Pacers.
The lead changes hands once more. There has been no separation between these two teams.
You know, it's made for one heck of an entertaining game. Even when it hasn't been the best basketball being played, it sure has been fun to watch.
And that one's good. Drummond.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those.
Tie game in Detroit. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports. Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. You look at Paul George in this game, guys, he's been everywhere.
I know we've said this many times before, but what a great first half. Just an offensive juggernaut.
And, you know, in the end, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had, guys. I mean, he can usually keep it going for all 4 quarters.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now.
George having a fantastic game. 15 points, and he's got 2 baskets from out in three-point land.
And I'm sure they'd like to get a few more of those out of him.
Checking out the group of Frank Vogel to start the second half. Paul George is out there with Turner. Then there's Ellis. Then there's Ian Mahinmi. And it's Hill in at the 1. Harris kicks to Jackson. Knocked loose. Stolen by George.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
We've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum. Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding. And
talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, you know, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
I'm startled that he would even try something like that at this stage of the game.
Pistons trailed by 4. Drummond sets the screen for Jackson. Deflects the pass. It's stolen by Hill. Ellis kicks to George. Good, and the assist goes to Ellis. Ellis has got 6 assists now in the game.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to school. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
A clear look for George. No luck. And Detroit the other way now.
And you know what? That's one of those heat checks if he's taking shots like that.
Yeah, heat check or not, I don't care how hot he may or may not be. He's not making that one.
And guys, when you go to look for holes in the game of Tobias Harris, there really aren't any. One of the hardest workers in our league. If he has any weakness at all, it's his average size speed combo, which most likely will keep him from becoming the perennial all-star type.
Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for the Pistons. Morris comes in for Andre Drummond. And there's a call on Tobias Harris. That's his first foul. And it's Ellis penetrating. A 3 from George. That's good. And now it's a 9-point Indiana lead. On the topic of Tobias Harris, you'll love that he can contribute in every category of play. He's a solid face-up shooter. Clark, he's getting better with his back to the basket. You can see movement forward all the time.
I love what this young man has shown thus far. You mentioned those things he does. He'll also rebound for you, get loose balls. He does the little things, understands what it takes to win. Consummate pro and team player.
Wow, risky shot there size-wise, but the incredible skill that he possesses allows that one to go.
Well, the quick high release negated any height disadvantage he had right there. It's basically been all him. I mean, he scored most of the points himself.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
And George with the stuff.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that.
Johnson can't get it to go. Pacers leading by 12. George, no good. Now Detroit moving it up. Johnson's got the ball. Jackson misses.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Here's George. Rebounded by Jackson.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The knee out of position, you can see the frustration on his face. Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Hill kicks to George. Tries from 16.
Boy, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
Kicks it out to Johnson. Jackson has the open look. And again, it's the Pistons missing. Indiana's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. George dishes to Turner. Outside, George. Over to the wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And the powerful one-handed slam.
I tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backcourt.
That is good. It's stolen by Johnson. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. It's the Pacers. They lead by 12. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. Indiana leading by 12. We've got Aaron Baines. He's out there with Harris. Andre Drummond is out there with Reggie Jackson. That's the 5 on the floor for the Pistons. Here is Miles. And Baines pulls it down. It's stolen by Hill. It's 2-on-1. Here's Young. Finished off the break. Young's got the lead up to 14 now for the Pacers. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Indiana.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
Something else they've done is force a lot of mistakes defensively, and they've been turning those turnovers into points.
Pacers shooting 56% in this game, really stringing quality possessions together offensively. Jackson against Hill. 18 feet out. Andre Drummond grabs the miss. Drummond's got his 5th rebound in this one. And Harris wide open. He shoots from outside off the mark. Pacers leading by 14. Young with the ball. Baines is there. Again missing Hill.
Nothing seems to be going down for him today.
Pass to Harris. Wide open. It's rebounded by Indiana.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take. And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Yeah, the Pistons ended last season with a record of 32-50. They played decently enough against the rest of the East and had 23 of their 32 wins against the Eastern Conference.
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Mahinmi's checked in for Hill. Turner comes in for Allen. Paul George is checked in for C.J. Miles. And it's Ellison for Young.
Yeah, he looked clumsy on that one. He was not going to get away with that.
Yeah, he climbed all over him. I mean, there's a picture of that one in the officiating manual. So, clear, easy call.
Pass to Baines. Outside for Jackson. And it's Drummond missing.
That's what we call good defense in the paint. Worth its weight in gold.
It absolutely is, and maybe even more than that. I mean, you saw it right there. Without his presence, that's an easy basket.
Everyone understands the importance of Paul George to the ball club. That's why taking his offensive game to the next level would be so beneficial.
Yeah, he has all the physical tools, the instincts, and obviously he has made those strides. But if he wants to become a top 5 guy, he's still got a little bit of work to do in terms of his game.
He wasn't able to get his name in the score sheet in the first half, but he looks like he's starting to find his comfort zone here. Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
Yeah, the defense is all about disrupting timing and spacing, and what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
But they'll get another chance. And the wide-open shot from Morris. Again, the miss by Morris. And George, here we go.
Yep, he's their leading scorer, Kevin, in this game, and has been the dominant figure today. No doubt about it.
The dish to Morris. And the call will be against George Hill. That's foul number 2 for him.
Man, it's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
And the Pistons making a change here. Tolliver's checked in.
There are a lot of bigger power forwards than him in the NBA, but very few that rise up like he can.
And the Pacers call time here.
For my man PG, Paul George, so much focus has been on extending his range, but ever since he started launching over 5 3-pointers a game, he shot under 43% from the field. Maybe time for him to balance out that shot selection.
And it's Turner off the drive. Great open look there. George has got 44.
No, it's scary because he's just been a matchup nightmare in this game. He's eaten up anybody they've thrown at him.
That bucket in no time at all.
And guys, talking about Paul George, the continued improvement of his ball handling is key to generating more offense. That was a weakness of his coming out of college. He's worked on it, but making it a strength the way LeBron has would go a long way toward getting him to that next level.
Nice ball movement by Detroit. And the rejection by Mahinmi.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Indiana.
But Steve, you don't see this kind of a blowout often. But tonight, this is a quality win across the board to deliver out Clark this kind of punishment.
Well, you know what? I thought they did a nice job of playing against the game. They kept the pressure on and clearly were dominant in every area.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for George. He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand. And you can hear the disappointment in the crowd tonight. But we saw a team that was just ready to do battle in this arena. They clearly wanted this road win.
Crystal clearly. They came in here determined to steal this game, Greg. Their effort level, I thought, was outstanding, and they just took care of business.
Here's Morris. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
And Marcus Morris is nicknamed Mook. He has a twin brother, older by 7 minutes, named Markeith. Both brothers played at Kansas, drafted 13th and 14th in the same year. Eventually played for the same pro team. That is joined at the hip.
And looking at the Morris brothers' careers through last season, the one area they haven't been joined at the hip in is in performance. Markeith has shown steady improvement over his first 4 years. Marcus Morris has had a very up and down start to his career.
And Kevin, Marcus has talent. He has versatility. He just hasn't found his role. It's time for him to step out of his brother's shadow and really establish who he is as a player.
Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Morris. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Hill, he's checked in for Mahinmi. Allen comes in for Turner. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Ellis. Young is subbed in for George Hill. Out of bounds, Detroit takes possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Robinson's checked in for the Pacers. Free throw good, Blake. And good on the second, so he makes them both. We've got 28 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Ellis kicks to George. The first one falls. And George drops them both. We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter. It's stolen by Hill. Oh, and here we go. Ellis has got it. The fast break chance. Outside, George. Offline. So no problem for Indiana as they get the win. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing pain.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.